Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna do something that's a little bit more fun. It's just like a grease pencil and Sverchok, and using Blender empty, we simply do like a duplications of grease pencil and then kind of connecting the grease pencil, just parent the grease pencil into the empty, and then kind of controlling it using Sverchok. So it's pretty simple, but I think it's a fun ideas. Then and later on, when grease pencil become like a real object data in Blender, maybe this can be done more easily, and even we can do more elaborate stuff. But for now, we just gonna do it like really simple. I'm gonna walk in the top view, and I will start drawing our little spider character. It can be anything actually. So, but I like just this is like funny. It's a fun things that you can do at home. You can do it with your kids, and just like a random scribble. We're gonna make our little spider with a leg. So I'm just using mouse at the moment. Probably I need to use stylus in order to make like a better drawing. But there you go. That's a grease pencil data connected to the scene object. One day maybe we should connect it to object, but for now just the scene data. So, and we can call this our spider 001. And we know that grease pencil can have a layer. I'm gonna save this real quick. SV spider cute spider 001. We're gonna try to do the layering here, but later on I will duplicate the layers. For now I can just create another layers, and perhaps draw the eyes, and I will use a new palette for that. This palette actually have a fill, so this is gonna be the eyes, and I'll switch to this guy. Just scribble the eyes. Maybe the eyes can be asterisk, just for fun. Yeah, something like that. And we can perhaps merge this guy. Merge down, okay. Click here, merge down. And I know the fact that grease pencil layer can be easily duplicated. So we can duplicate the layers, and then if I'm not wrong, we can just select the strokes and then move it. Oh, actually that's selecting everything. There should be a better way to handle this, I guess. But anyway, I'll make like 5 spiders, just duplicating the layer manually for now. You can use Python script to make it a little bit easier, and I'll make like 5 empty as well. So 1, just duplicate it manually. 3, 4, 5. 5 empty. Now we just connect the spider into the empty. I should name this empty like 005 so it's easier. Spider number 001 connect to empty 001. Spider 2 empty 002. This should be done using scripting or using nodes at some point. For now, just do it manually. Once that connected, we know that our spider can be easily controlled using empty, and this is really something that I wish Blender Grease Pencil can do much more easier in the future. Like if every Grease Pencil is connected to object, and then we can do a lot of things to it. Currently, they're all the same Grease Pencil data connected to the scene, and they're just placed on different layers. But of course, they can be animated as well if you like. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe just move the eyes, randomize the eyes for each spider. It can be fun. Let's now switch to Sverchok, and now let's use object object ID. selector, and we know that we're gonna control the empty. By default, if you actually do this objects and empty, it will select everything. It will select all the empty automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. See, all the empty is already being selected. All you need to do if you want to animate it like randomly, you just use object set, for example, to set the props. So objects goes into the objects, and delta locations. Delta location is fine for animating. You can use random vector just to test it. We have 5 objects, so put count of 5 there, and you know, it's already you can animate it. This is like all procedural though, so if you want to do it we know that we have 5 vectors. So okay, first of all, we give like a 5 random position for the spider, and if you want to add some kind of noise or randomization, you can randomize input vertices on top of that. This will work actually. You can also use something like vector noise or vector fractal. Simply just, you know, use vector math and adding things together. This will actually generate some kind of like a wiggle. If you know what you're doing, just add a vector math here, vector math there, and this guy should move pretty randomly. It's doing like its wiggle. So you can plug in frames, for example, into here, and then animate it. Currently, it's moving like very a little bit too fast, so it's a bit scary. So we just need to put a math function, slow down the animation. That's a little bit better. That's okay. You can play around with the noise, blenders, New Berlin, Voronoi. Maybe cell noise is actually interesting. It gives that kind of jerky, jumpy thing. Maybe you can mix it with other noise, and so it looks very natural, like that. If you want to randomize the scale, for example, of this spider, you can just use just do it like that, and with a vector in, you can, oh, there are now 0, 0, 0, but you can animate this thing. You can also have control, like if you are using list input and use a vector here, you have 5 spider here. You can control each the size of every spider. Maybe like 0.2, 0.2. Actually, I need to stop this first. 0.2, 0.2, and 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.7, 0.6, 0.7. Anyway, the value can be random. It's totally up to you. We have one tiny spider there. Yeah, I think it's either you are using random value like that, or you can use random number generator and vector in. Just plug the value like that, and then create a value, 5 values between 0.6 and 1.2, for example, and plug this guy in there. Now you can randomize spiders, the size of the spider. The cool thing about grease pencil, I don't know if it's like a limitation or like it's actually a good thing. You can look at a grease pencil strokes from any angle, and it still looks pretty solid. That's really cool actually. It's because this is also 3D. If you think about it, it's 3D, and then the strokes doesn't change as you scroll in, but I guess we can use that as advantage for now. Yeah, that's actually really cool. So no matter what size of the spider, the strokes actually quite consistent that way. What would be nice if the spider eyes actually kind of moving, jittering slightly. See, this is actually really simple animations. The spider legs can move. Maybe we can animate the spider leg and animate the eyes as well. It's gonna be a little bit more interesting. And also to randomize the color, actually, you could use the tinting of this guy. I think the tint seems to affect the eyes a little bit. Maybe there's a way not to affect the eyes, but tinting is a quick way you can randomize your character if they are just like a layered character. Obviously, it would be better if each character is actually being like a separate objects. Once again, separate objects is maybe like my future wish list for Grease Pencil. Maybe Blender 2.8. I don't know. Have to ask a Blender developer, or for now we get this kind of design. It's Grease Pencil. It's not like 3D or anything, but it's, you know, you can animate it at some point. Maybe like make the each strokes kind of following the camera. Keep looking at the camera. That will work as well. So there's like few limitation, maybe a few gotcha or quirky thing about Grease Pencil here and there, but if you can get around that, you have a really powerful tools here in 3D inside Blender, and you can use it, you know, just like a Flash, Macromedia Flash or Adobe Flash animations, you know, like vector drawing, because this thing is just really fun to do, and you can quickly sketch your ideas and then make a storyboard or something. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this live noding video. Hopefully you enjoy this one. Let me know if you have any question, feedbacks, suggestion, just to make my future video better. Thanks again for tuning in.